Do you want to know how to have conflict resolution in family relationships? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, child development, and education, all through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're talking about conflict resolution. In this video, we're going to discover why unresolved emotions fuel family conflict. And we're going to talk about things that you can do to have conflict resolution in your family relationships. And I have a free PDF for you that will give you even more strategies after the video. It is true that unresolved emotions fuel repeated conflict in families. When you don't know how to manage your own emotions, or you haven't had the opportunity to feel like you're understood, then the power struggle within your own heart, within your own mind continues. In fact, let's talk about what conflict really is. Conflict is a power struggle. It's you wanting to get somebody else to think your way, do things your way, or at the very least understand where you're coming from. And if they've started the conflict, it's them doing the same thing on their side. So power struggles are never going to lead to family unity. In fact, they do just the opposite. When people do not know how to get the emotions out to the surface in a healthy way, it actually creates family conflict and makes it so that more people feel isolated and misunderstood within family units. I don't know what age the people are in your family. Do you have children? Do you have teens? Is everybody adult age? What's going on? Regardless, the principles are the same for conflict resolution. We have to identify a few things first. And the teenage child gives us a really great insight into what is needed for good conflict resolution. When you are a teen, you often say things to your parents like, "You don't understand." And the parents say stuff like, "I do too understand. I've been your age before," right? This is the classic teen parent debate of understanding versus not understanding. Or sometimes the parent doesn't even give them the time of the day to say that. They just say, "You know what, you're out of control." But the teen is saying something that really matters. They're saying, "You don't understand," or "I feel like you don't understand," and perception is reality. I hate that that's true, but it is. Perception is reality. This is why people have debates over what's said on the news. Is the news giving you real news? Is it giving you fake news? What is happening on the news? People debate that because whoever gets to maintain the narrative for the perception of the people gets to establish what is considered to be the reality, even if it's not true. The way a person feels is their perception. It's also their reality. That's where they're at. If they feel like you don't understand, then in their head, that's the reality that they're going to buy into. But if they feel that you don't understand and then they come to talk to you and try to have a moment where they can gain understanding, that they can maybe understand you and help you seek to understand them, then that's a whole different approach. Now, because they felt misunderstood, they did something about it that helped, which is different than them just going, "Great, that's my lot in life, I'm just misunderstood." When a person resigns themselves to their feeling of perception, which may or may not be a healthy reality, if they resign themselves to that, then suddenly more conflict is going to occur, because when people hold on to those bad feelings that are based on assumptions about the other people, when conversation and communication hasn't actually happened, then the people end up isolating themselves. When they isolate themselves, they start assuming more and more and more. They even get to a point of assumption where they start to villainize the other person or group of people that they think are antagonists to them. This is what we call creating drama. Because in every good play, in every good movie or book, there is a protagonist and an antagonist, a hero and a villain. And we have to identify who's the villain, which means we have to acknowledge who is the hero. Well, when it comes to family relationships, we don't want heroes and villains, protagonists and antagonists. We don't want drama. We want good communication. That's how we're going to solve problems. So if you're dealing with conflict in your family right now, or if you just don't want that conflict to happen, let's talk about what you can do to solve that conflict in your family relationships. In order to prepare your family to have good conflict resolution in their relationships, you need skills for good, healthy communication. You need to create patterns for successfully understanding the other person's point of view. Now, I teach self-government. This channel is called the Teaching Self-Government channel. Everything I do is called Teaching Self-Government because that's really the recipe for freedom, emotional freedom. Did you know that when you are having conflict in your family that you are experiencing emotional bondage? Doesn't matter the ages, whether they're 5 or 55. You are in a state of bondage if you do not feel understood, if you do not feel like you can solve a problem with the other people around you. And self-government is the key. Now, there are skills to self-government that I teach in my TSG parenting course and in a lot of my books and trainings for children and families. There are 4 basic skills that if everyone understood these 4 basic skills, it would actually decrease, maybe even eliminate family conflict for good. What are these 4 basic skills of self-government? They are following instructions, accepting no answers and criticism, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. Now you might think, well, that's all great, but who's going to give instructions? We're a bunch of adults here who are having conflicts. Okay, each person's going to give instructions to themselves. If you're self-governing, you give yourself instruction and follow through. You give yourself no answer or other people give you no answer, you accept it. You follow through, you take criticism, you accept it. You accept the consequences that come your way for your actions and behaviors, and you fix the problems, and you disagree appropriately. Disagreeing appropriately is the gateway diplomacy skill to self-government. This is how you get understood and how you help other people gain understanding as well. So what are the steps to disagreeing appropriately? You look at the person, you keep a calm face, voice, and body. You say that you understand the other person's point of view. That has to happen. Humility first, guys. Okay? So you say that you understand the other person's point of view, then you share your point of view in a calm, non-emotional way. Then you listen to what else they have to say. You might discuss a little bit more back and forth, not arguing. Then you say okay to what everybody is thinking. Whether you agree or not, you just say okay, you accept it. Okay? And then you drop the subject. So you don't think about it anymore. You don't harbor all of those feelings and carry them around with you in a backpack to plague you all day and every time you happen to think about your family members. This works for your children too. Your children should learn to disagree appropriately with you. This is a skill for life. They'll need it with bosses, spouses, clergymen, people in the community, at the store, anything. They need the skill. Disagreeing appropriately sounds like this. Can I talk to you about something? Or can I disagree appropriately with you about something? You could say it either way. Just prepare the space. They'd say, okay. Then you say, I know that you probably feel like that I don't care about coming to your house for the family party this year when you really want to have it there. Okay, seeking to understand the other person's point of view. And do you see how I'm saying, you probably think I don't care? Now I'm going to share my point of view. But what I'd like to tell you is that I really do care. I want to be there. I love having family Christmas with everyone, and I want to support you at your house whenever we can. But my husband can't get off work a day early so that we can travel to your house. He's already asked, it's not possible. So the only way that we're going to be able to have Christmas with the family this year is if we have it at our house. But maybe if we have enough time for next year, we could get to your house for it. I know that you came to our house last year, and I hate to do this to you. That's the only way we're going to be able to make it work. Is that something you'd be willing to bend on, or should we come up with some other plan for Christmas this year? Whoa! We just brought some things into the light. Everything is shining understanding now on everybody. Oh, you weren't being mean. Oh, you didn't care. You didn't take time to talk about all of this, but now I know. That's what it's all about with conflict resolution, is bringing things into the light. That is a skill that a 2-year-old can learn how to do. In fact, my little grandchildren who are teeny tiny can disagree appropriately. It is possible. That means you can learn to do it too. You can set the example of doing it. You can say, I'm going to do this thing where I disagree appropriately. That means I share that I understand your point of view, but then I share my point of view, and hopefully you'll understand. Are you okay with us having that kind of conversation right now? If they say no, it's a waste of time, don't do it. But if they say, yeah, sure, and they're a little skeptical, then have the conversation, set the example, and show them what can be done in the future. That's just one step. That's just one thing. But guess what? There is more. I have a free PDF that has strategies on it for solving family conflicts and getting to a place of resolution, no matter the circumstance that you might be in. If you go to the website teachselfgov.com/strategy, you can have a free PDF that will help you today learn some of the skills and principles that you need for family conflict resolution. teachselfgov.com/strategy.